Okay, welcome Pahrump. This is Dr. Michael Reiner, your host of the Independent Doctors of Pahrump, and I'm busy trying to get the computer set up for tonight, but maybe we'll get that done sometime during the show and during the first break. Anyways, you know, it's always busy for me to leave the office and come up here and do the show, and I really enjoy doing the show. So therefore, sometimes we're a little less prepared than we would like to be. But that being said, there is a call-in number, 727-8750 is the call-in number, and I certainly would like to have your questions or comments or any concerns you have about anything we've talked about on the show or anything that is on your mind regarding any medical topic, any issue that has coming up. And I know Ray the Flag Man often calls in, so Ray, if you're out there, feel free to call in and ask your questions. And for those people out there who are new to town or are new to the show, you know, there really is no question that is too dumb. I had to say the word dumb because that usually means someone that can't speak. But I mean, some people are really embarrassed to ask questions because they're afraid that it's not going to come out right, or it's not going to sound stupid, or things of that nature. And that's certainly not the case. And I'm happy to talk about any subject that may come across your mind, or anything that may be have come into your fold, so to say, with medical or medical issues. We're starting to get into the summer and springtime season here in Pahrump. The weather is starting to warm up. The days are certainly longer, and I do like that. And we can certainly see, you know, we have more of the days to do things. So I think we have a caller. Miss Rogers, are you on the phone?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for calling in. How can I help you tonight?
Yes. Well, I just wanted to know your opinion, your personal opinion. I'm getting feedback here. I'm going to put mute on my TV so I can hear you on the phone, okay?
Yep.
Okay, now that's better. Is what I wanted to ask you is what your feelings are about integrative medical practices, if that's something that you might think is possibly a good wave of the future, or if you consider it to be just a lot of maybe unscientific quackery.
Are you talking about integrated practices? I didn't quite understand what you were asking.
Integrative or complementary practices?
Explain that to me more in detail, since I'm...
Excuse me?
Can you explain to what you mean by that?
Well, like there are some doctors who just do alternative medical practices, and then there are regular MDs who integrate some of those practices into their own practices, and they call it either integrative or complementary medicine. I just wondered how you felt about that.
Okay, I think I have the idea what you're asking. Alternative medicine, meaning things that are outside of mainstream allopathic medicine, you know, coming in, getting testing, getting prescriptions, and, you know, double-blind crossover placebo studies, and they do it by evidence-based medicine. And then there is alternative medicine, which is maybe there are no studies, there are no formal procedures, but there are herbal or more natural remedies that are available. And I think that it certainly, as a physician, if you understand that aspect of medicine and you understand that role, that there are a lot of natural products that are out there that are actually do the same things that the medicines we prescribe do, and you understand that role, then you can better serve your patients that really want to be more natural in their medicines. We're coming through an age of knowledge, so to say. The internet and things of that have opened up huge bases of knowledge for people. You know, it was the doctor was the ultimate authority, and that you would go in there and this is what the doctor said to do, and this is what you did or you didn't do, and you had no way of challenging that information. You had no way of challenging that knowledge. Well, knowledge sometimes grows faster than what even I as a physician can keep up with. And medicine's growing faster than what, you really spend a lot of time, almost as much time seeing patients as you would reading the literature to keep up with every advance in medicine. So if a patient comes to me and says, I've heard about this product or I want to try this remedy, I'll try and educate myself if I don't know anything about it so that I can advise the patient what might be the drawbacks to it. But when you get into homeopathic medicine, you're getting into what I call the journal of irreproducible results. And that is okay in some areas, but as opposed to medicine, which is evidence-based medicine, all based on statistical outcomes and things of that nature. But we're not all statistics, meaning there are people that are outliers and there are people that don't fit the bell curve of life. And if you know what that means is the 80-20 principle or 90-10. 90% of the people fit under the bell curve, 5% are outliers. And that's what they try and do with evidence-based medicine. They do a particular study for a particular medicine or treatment modality, and then they decide if the results they get were statistically different than the group that did not take the medicine. And with that being said, then they go through an FDA process of getting approved. But we all know that there have been disasters when medicines have been approved that were used in Europe, and they've come to the U.S. because of the reporting issues, and because in Europe it's a totally different philosophy. And I know I digressed off of what you were trying to say, but I think the point is that yes, I support those practices that can bring in alternative medicine because you can cater to a greater group of patients, but you need to find a practitioner who understands to ask the patient and to separate the two, meaning if you're totally homeopathic, then you may be missing out on opportunities to get medicine that could help you. If you have the combination and the doctor is good with those types of things, then that's going to be a better practice for people that would like to look at alternatives and alternative procedures that could be available to help you get over whatever it is, or use medications that you don't necessarily need. There are a lot of medicines out there today that cause a lot of problems and a lot of side effects, and there are a lot of issues out there. And in today's world, I know from my practice, it's very segregated. Here in Pahrump, if you are sick and you go to Desert View Hospital, you're going to be taken care of the specialist in the hospital, and they're going to feel like they need to change some of your medication. And then a cardiologist may come along and change some of those medications. And then I'm going to come along, and then I'm not going to know which medicines you're changed. And so one of the things we deal with, a major issue, is multiple medications. Some do the same things. So even though we're using electronic medical records, and those are not integrated all over, so that not everybody can see everybody's electronic medical records. So mistakes are still being made with medications being prescribed. Mistakes are still being rendered with regards to too many medicines not being taken enough. So this is a problem I see in Pahrump all the time, and since I've been here, which is too many doctors doing the same thing. And it's very important for me as a family practitioner not to overrun a cardiologist, not to overrun a kidney specialist or pulmonologist, because then I'm basically making the statement that I know more than that specialist. So it puts us in a very difficult spot when you're in an area that is underserved. And we're still underserved in Pahrump. No matter how you look at it, the hospital's been a great asset. Things have been better here than they were when I first showed up here in 1999, and they've grown by leaps and bounds, but we still have a long way to go. And so who knows where that process will end up. Hopefully more specialists will come to town, but they're busy enough. And I don't think that'll ever happen, and I'll tell you why, because Obamacare has changed the playing field. Obamacare has dumped a lot of patients into the system that weren't there before. So if you were busy before Obamacare, you're really busy now. And you're busy with patients that have not had health care in years. And so they are virtual train wrecks, meaning they have a lot of medical issues that have been not taken care of. So as the proverbial rat through the snake goes through, eventually it might get all digested in the system, but you know, politics and medicine have never really mixed very well, and today's world is a prime example of that. And I always cater to trying to find a more natural and healthier way to take care of yourself, because you can't guarantee that the healthcare system is just like the government. They're not going to be there to help you when you really need them. And I don't know that the healthcare system really is either. So we're going to go to break, and we're going to come back, and hopefully we'll have some more callers and some new topics to talk about. And again, thank you for tuning in tonight.